As the continent reels from a record drought in the Horn of Africa and deadly violence in the Sahel region and the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo, the two-day African Union meeting in Ethiopia aims to address these issues and accelerate a free trade pact launched in 2020.
Access to its independence.
The African Continent Free Trade Agreement is billed as the biggest in the world in terms of population, gathering 54 out of 55 African countries, with Eritrea the only holdout. Kenyan President Dr. William Ruto, while addressing the summit, called on the African leaders to enhance trade among African states.
I add Kenya's voice in support of the implementation mechanisms as well as the inclusion of negotiations to ensure effective trade across the region. Without a doubt, Africa stands at the threshold of actualizing the aspirations set out in AU Agenda 2063 and delivering the Africa we want by championing fundamental institutional reform in the political and development finance sectors, implementing the ACFTA, implementing reforms of the Africa Union and silencing the guns of our beautiful continent.
Ethiopian President Sahle Work Zewde said Africa has the potential to improve the health sector as a way of ensuring a healthy population that will ensure there is realization of development in the African continent.
We know that Africa's health challenges have become increasingly complex and require multi-sectoral approach for effective response. We also know that we need to build a resilient health system to respond to public emergencies, and this requires political leadership, not only from ministers of health, but also from the whole government.
This theme reminds us of the urgent needs that we need to meet so that we can realize the Africa that we want for ourselves, for our children, and for the future.
United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres urged African leaders to ensure there is inclusion of women in matters finance and economics, and also called on Africa to have the continent's free trade area and creation of jobs.
Agenda 2063, the decade of women's financial and economic inclusion, the continent's abundance of natural resources, and its greatest advantage of all, its people, representing diverse range of cultures and languages. In particular, I am pleased to see your strong focus on job creation and the enormous potential of the African continental free trade area. This represents a truly transformative pathway to job creation and new sources of prosperity for Africans, especially for the youth.
I am proud to join you in the service of the African people as one of your newest members, and pledge to walk this road with you in the spirit of brotherhood and diligently do my part to advance our shared aspirations.
African nations currently trade only about 15% of their goods and services with each other, and the African Continent Free Trade Agreement aims to boost that by 60% by 2034 with the elimination of almost all tariffs. Kaindo Stefano, Ebru TV.